In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a static home page like the one in the Agility demo. So by default, your home page will be the blog loop. It'll show all your posts. If you want to make a static home page, the first thing we need to do is create two new pages. One to represent the home page, and one to represent the blog page. Now that our two pages are created, blog page and home page, we can navigate to Settings, Reading, and you'll see Front Page Displays. Your latest posts is the blog loop, but we'll set it to a static page. And then for front page, we'll choose our home page, and for post page, we'll choose our blog page. Click Save Changes. Now if we go back to the main page of the site, you'll see it's this home page, which is just a blank normal page. So we want to turn this into the static front page that you see in the demo. So we'll edit this page and we'll change the template. So instead of being the default template, we're going to use the home template. Now there are several different types. There's home, home and blog, alternate, and no slider, all of which you can see on the demo site. But they all have the same content, or much the same content. So for now we're going to use home. We're going to click Update. Now when we go back to the home page, you'll see that the template has automatically filled in the main slider with all of our slides. But we can change that in a minute. It's also filled in our portfolio items for the featured items, and we can add some widgets and some Twitter stuff. So we want to refine this a bit. So we're going to go back to the dashboard, go to the Agility settings, and we'll click on the Home Page tab here. So first off, we can choose what slider we want to show. So by default, it's going to show all the slides, but what I've done is I've created a slider via the slider constructor, and I've called it My Cool New Slider. We did this in a previous tutorial. So now I can select that here and say I want to display that on my home page. So let's save that so we can see the changes. Now on the home page, you'll see that we have the slider that we selected from the slider constructor. If we want, we can choose to crop the slides. And you can set how the crop works via the Images and Video tab. You can set your aspect ratio here. We can choose to crop the slides. And you'll see it gets cropped to whatever aspect ratio you set it at. Next, we can add a tagline. So this can be whatever you want, or if you don't want it, you can just leave it blank and it won't be shown on the front page. We can decide whether or not we want the fleuron to show. So if we save those settings, refresh this page, you'll see this is my tagline. This is the fleuron below. You can turn that on or off. The next part are the featured items. We can decide whether or not we want to show them. By default, all portfolio items will show, but if you create a portfolio using the portfolio constructor like I have, I've created a portfolio called Featured Portfolio. Then on the front page, or on the options for the home page, that becomes an option. We can choose Featured Portfolio. We save that, and we'll see that the featured portfolio gets displayed on the home page. And the remainder of the settings will be covered in the second part of this tutorial.